You'll be forgiven for thinking that the console wars are a battle to the death between the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, duking it out for the space beneath your TV. But since launching in 2017, Nintendo's Switch has sold over 89 million units. And Nintendo aren't done with it yet, with the release of the OLED version of the Switch giving you 3 options alongside the standard version and the Switch Lite. But if you're thinking of barreling in like Donkey Kong, which version is best for you? IndyBest is here to help. Nintendo's Switch console has been a quiet burn, while Microsoft's Xbox and Sony's PlayStation fight it out to win the hearts and minds of console gamers. But over the console's life, some of the most innovative and beautiful games have been released for the Nintendo Switch. And if you want to play Nintendo originals like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, then only a Nintendo Switch will do. But with 3 options to choose from, which one is right for you? In this review, we'll show you the differences between the OLED, standard and light versions of the console. And as always with IndyBest, links for where to find the consoles can be found in the video description below. So, what are the biggest changes with the OLED over the previous versions of the Switch? The OLED version sports a larger screen, coming in at 7 inches instead of the 6.2-inch screen of the standard edition, while the screen of the Lite is a smaller 5.5 inches. Obviously, as the name suggests, the new version rocks an OLED screen instead of the LED screen found on the standard and Lite editions. However, despite the improvements to the underlying screen technology, the resolution remains the same. All editions of the Switch run at 720p in handheld mode and 1080p in TV mode. The colors do definitely pop more with the OLED version. Everything feels more vibrant and the screen is slightly brighter. Now on the controller front, everything stays pretty much the same. The new OLED edition has a new color scheme, but the dimensions remain the same, so older controllers will still work here. While the Lite has integrated controls and arguably better D-pad configuration. That consistency is also true of battery life, with both the OLED and standard editions providing about 4 to 9 hours of play, with the Lite giving about 3 to 7 hours of game time. The new OLED version can play all Switch games like the standard version, while the Lite can only play handheld compatible games. The OLED version has a much improved dock over the standard version, obviously as the Lite version is handheld only and doesn't have a TV mode, there's no point of comparison there. The new dock is sleeker looking, but the addition of a LAN port is welcome for those of us with dodgy Wi-Fi connections. While it's certainly an improvement, this is really only bringing into focus what was originally missing from the Nintendo Switch. There are plenty of third-party LAN adapters that you can get. We have links to those in the description below. Where the OLED version really improves upon the original is storage, boasting 64GB over the 32GB of storage that come with the standard and Lite versions of the console. Though the Switch's games don't take up as much space as other consoles do, even the 64GB is a bit limited, and we'd suggest picking up a Switch memory card. You can find links to the memory card in the video description below. Another improvement over the standard edition is the OLED's new kickstand for tabletop mode. The kickstand stretches across the entire back of the console now, instead of just being this little toggle. So which Switch is right for you? It really does depend on your circumstances. If portability is your main need, or you want a console for little hands, the Lite is a perfectly formed console that'll keep you occupied for hours with some of the most beautiful and fun games to play. If you already own a Switch and you mostly play in docked mode, then the lack of 4K gaming here means there's really not much of a reason to upgrade. But if you're new to Nintendo's console, the OLED's screen is lovely and slightly bigger for handheld mode, while the improvements to the dock and stand mean the problems we've had with the standard edition have been resolved. We'll leave it up to you whether the £50 price difference is worth it. Links to all 3 versions can be found in the description below, as well as links to some of the accessories we've mentioned. Check out the Independent's website for all of the latest gaming news and reviews. And whichever version you go with, we hope you enjoy exploring Hyrule, destroying aliens, and chucking banana skins.